In this video, I'm going to give you two indicators that you can use to time this cycle's Bitcoin top. Back in December 5th, I asked Twitter if they wanted me to make a video on this. So my first video back after 3 years is going to be this. Now it's a little bit of a blurry video here, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to show you how this actually played out in real time based on some of our Fibonacci analysis. So what we're going to do to figure these out and find this out, and you guys can do this for yourself so you guys can use this historically from here on out, is we're going to go to TradingView. And what I want you to do is I want you to type in the upper left-hand corner, BLX. And BLX is just the Bitcoin Liquid Index. See here, Bitcoin Liquid Index from Brave New Coin. So that's what we're going to be using. Okay, down here in our lower corner settings, we're going to click Settings. And then what you want to do is you actually want to scroll down to logarithmic and use that instead of regular. So we don't want it to look like this when you open it. So you want to go down to Settings. And you want to click logarithmic. Now it'll look like this when you open it. So then all you do is you just go and you click auto fits to data right here. And you should get something like this if you're on the weekly scale. Now for this analysis, what we're going to do is we're actually going to use the daily chart. Okay, here. And then for forecasting, kind of predicting on where our tops are going to be, we're actually going to be using something called the Golden Ratio Fibonacci Multiplier. Now this is something that I've written about in the past, but if you know my channel and if you know me and if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I have an obsession with the Fibonacci ratio and applying it to trading, especially Bitcoin. And there's some hypothesis or some theories on why it applies so well to Bitcoin. But Bitcoin really adheres and loves the Fibonacci ratio for some reason. Now, if you don't know what the Fibonacci ratio is, basically it's a sequence where it's a pattern sequence where you take the first number and then you add it to the last number of the sequence. So it kind of looks like something like this: 1, 1, because 1 plus 0 is 1, and then 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 13, 13 plus 8 is 21, and so on and so forth. So for this analysis, this is all we're going to be using specifically for our golden ratio. So next, we're going to add our indicator. And what's really nice about this, if you stick around till the end, I'm actually going to show you the moving averages and how they've actually predicted the last 4 exact cycle tops, like, I mean, right on the money. And so not only does it forecast on kind of where we're going to hit or the range at the top, but also it also has given us the exact top in the last 4 bull market cycles. So if you stay around to the end, I'll actually show you how that calculation is done, and then also the indicators around them. So on this, what we're going to be using is when you push the slash mark, it brings up our indicators, and then you're going to just type Golden Ratio Multiplier. Now, there's a few. The crypto hamster one has been up there for quite some time. What we're looking for is BTC Golden Ratio Fibonacci Multiplier. So it might go down a little bit, and I'm going to explain why we're using this one. So basically, it looks. Let me see. I think it's this one. Yeah, BTC Golden Ratio Fibonacci Multiplier Indicator by Rado Slock. It's only got 16 likes, but I like this one a lot, and I'll show you why. And I can recreate this if we want. But so what we're going to do is first I'm going to explain what this is, how it's calculated, and then we're going to go from there. Okay. So let's first we're going to go to settings. Okay. So here's all of our settings. So what the Golden Ratio Multiplier is it's 2 moving averages, but really it's just the one. It's the simple moving average of the 350 period moving average. And so that's this one here. Now what the Golden Ratio Multiplier is it takes this moving averages and then it multiplies them by different sequences or different Fibonacci numbers in the sequence. So you've got 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. So these are the ones that we're going to be using, okay? And then we're going to get into the 111 and the 350 and how you use that to find our cycle top. So that's going to be later on in the video. So what I want you to do is I want you to turn on the 21 first, okay? So this doesn't look like much, but I'm going to explain how these have predicted almost every top on Bitcoin. So this one, if you extend it down just a little bit, and what you're going to see is you're going to see this kind of comes right down to the top here. So if it extends down, it's going to look something like that. So this was our very first top back in 2011, June 10th, 2011. Okay, so this was our very first top. So this is the 21 period moving average, the 21 multiplied moving average golden ratio of the 350. Okay, so let's go back onto our indicator. And now let's turn on 13. And this is where things are going to get a little interesting for you. So this one hit the peak here. Okay, now the 13 period gave us a precise top here. Okay, so now you're kind of seeing a pattern. And we can put little lines here so we can kind of know these little marks here. And we'll just make these like blue with like, you know, thin lines. All right, so this was our first top. Okay, this was our second top. Okay, so this second top came at this period here. Okay, 13. Now let's tap 8 and look what we did. This gave us our next cycle top. Okay, so this one was April of 2013. Here we've got December of 2013, and this gave us our next top. Okay, then we went into a little bit of a bear market cycle all the way till 2015. And then in 2017, we got this new top. Now, if we go back to our multiplier and we go to 5, what you'll see is that we also got this level here at 5. I'm sure you can see that there. Okay, so that, well, let's do it again. So if the theory holds true, then our next cycle top, if we go back here, should hit the 3. And if you look at here, 58, 60,000, 66,000, that also hit our level, okay? So if this theory holds true, we had 21, okay? We had 21 back here, 21, and then we had 21, 13, 8, okay? And then we had 5, okay? Now we've got 3. So the next golden ratio multiplier should give us our next cycle top, and that's at 2, okay? And that should be this level here, okay? Now currently this level's at 64,000. And if you see this back here, it actually acted as kind of a resistance level, okay? Resistance level, resistance level, resistance level. And then once it breaks through, then it kind of reaches that next dynamic resistance band. So it's kind of, think of it kind of like a Bollinger Band. So they act as these dynamic support and resistance levels. And I'm going to go into kind of how we find bottoms on this a bit later on as well. And that's why I like this specific indicator over other ones. So when we go back to that image that I showed, these two lines are actually two of the golden ratio multiplier bands. So this is the one that I just showed you, but this one, I was predicting that this was going to act as some sort of a resistance band. And then this red level here, this is actually the 61.8 level that I've been kind of hinting at on Twitter for quite some time. So if we add that in now, okay, so there's our 2, then we've got the 1618, okay, so that's the next golden ratio level. So that's basically the one that you saw in that video as potentially acting as resistance. So if you go back, I predicted that we would probably hit it, 1 or 2 or 3 times as we went to this red level. Now, what is that? And then we would have like a bit of a sell-off, potentially, 20 to 30%. So what is this red level? Well, the red level was just a simple Fibonacci level between the top here and the bottom here. Oops. Sorry, one sec. Yeah, so bottom here, top there. Yeah. Sorry, we're on logarithmic. So let's make this. There we go. Okay, so the fib levels were on logarithmic because we were on logarithmic. So if we look at this on the 3-day. that red zone was here, and that's what I've been kind of hinting at on Twitter. Here's kind of our like key resistance level is this 618 level. It gave us the exact kind of local top zone. And then I was thinking that we might come back down to that 382 level down here where we had a little bit of support, but 618 to 382 and then bounces, pretty classic Fibonacci. And that's the 618 zone. So that's kind of what I was hinting at here. Resistance, maybe back down to the 382, and then we would move up and kind of form like a little resistance band up until our level here. Now, the other thing that I really like about the golden ratio multiplier is not just predicting tops, which it's given us pretty well, but also it helps predict bottoms. So instead of multiplying it by 2 in the ratio, you can actually divide as well. So you've got the 1, 6, 1, 8, the 2, and the 3. And these tend to give us pretty historical, nice, whoops, let me go back to the daily. And these give us nice cycle lows as well. So you can see here, this gave us the exact bottom back in 2015. But not only is it a band for the top, but it also gives us a nice band for the lows. So this level was hit as a bottom first, right here, and then this orange level, it's not as historically accurate as the other one, was our bottom here, and we also dipped right there. But you know, again, this light orange level kind of acted, but it's a nice band, kind of just giving us a good idea of where to buy in, right? So not only does it give us nice levels of where we might want to average out, but it also gives us nice average levels for where we might want to add in to our, along with the historical weekly 200 moving average. So remember, these are shifting up, right? So this level could be pretty far up as long as price continues to move upwards. Now, there's some debate on whether or not we're in an echo rally like back here, where we basically did the exact same thing, where we came up, we hit that 618, and then we went into kind of like a further bear market. We had that capitulation on the COVID here, and then we rebounded and recovered. Okay, so there's some debate, even I'm debating on whether or not that's true. But with the ETFs, gold's historical pattern, and then crypto, we're kind of seeing, I think, more of like consolidation before the next move up. And so that's where I'm at and kind of my theory and kind of how I'm approaching the markets. So now we're going to take a look at this, and then how do we apply it to find potentially the cycle top? Well, what you want to look at is on your indicator, you want to turn on the 111, and then you want to turn on everything else, turn off everything else except the 3. Or sorry, except the 2. So this is actually potentially our top resistance zone, okay? And sometimes they can travel along that resistance zone a few times. But every top so far historically for Bitcoin has basically been when the 111 moving average, okay, crosses up and above the 350 period moving average multiplied by 2. So it's the second golden ratio multiplier. So when these cross, it gives us a historical top signal. This is also known as the pi cycle top indicator. Okay, so when you see here, we got it, basically we got that cross right here, right at the top. Okay, let's come back down. Remember, it's when the 111 crosses up above. Okay, and we got that right here, essentially. Okay, and then we got that same level here. Okay, crossed up right around here, so right around the top, and then the same thing, crossed it basically here. But I mean, obviously this was too far back. So we've got two indicators giving us very strong confluence on potentially when those tops occur in market cycles. Okay, so on this multiplier, on this specific one, you can actually show where it says short, and it'll give you those exact same indicators. Okay, so you can see as we zoom out and we delete these, it gave us the top indicator, right? So that's right when the 111 crosses over the 350 multiplied by 2. And so that's how you calculate, and that's how you get the pi cycle indicator for yourself. Okay, so short here, You can see, and then it gave us that nice cycle, cycle low. Obviously, we came up, we swept the high here, but by and large, it gave us, a really good point to exit Bitcoin. So now that we've kind of got that, what we want to look for is when this red line, okay, this 111 crosses up and through our green one, okay? So my theory is that we actually come up and we test this 1618. So this one's going to keep going up like this. And then we eventually get that cross. So that's what I think this is going to look like, okay? And I think that we're probably going to see some sort of a news event or some news cycle event where we get like a pretty significant run up through here. So maybe kind of summer 2024. But usually these indicators also line up with some sort of fundamental news event, okay? So also something to watch for. We've got the Ethereum ETF coming up, so a few other things coming up. But this is just kind of my theory on, potentially $100,000 Bitcoin. That 1618 along with the Golden Ratio Multiplier times 2, which is kind of that next level down, the stair step down, along with a potential 111 crossing over that of the 350 times 2. And then, we may go into a new cycle as well, but history kind of rhymes, it repeats. And so this is just a really good indicator that's been historically accurate for quite some time on potentially what we may see for a top. So that's my theory. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, leave a comment below, and I may come back and make a lot more videos. I've had hundreds and hundreds of requests over the last 3 years on coming back to YouTube. And if you want, you can also follow me on Twitter, x.com/Jacob Canfield. I post all kinds of trading analysis, news, updates, narratives. I just posted a really long guide on the eigenlayer staking concept and earning some points for airdrops, along with all kinds of other stuff. So anyway, it's fun to be back, fun to be making videos. I'm going to try and produce a lot more content for you guys, but I'll see you on the next one. See ya.